Hello, Harvey Bloodline. This week's Harvey Bloodline theme is the theater. Have we ever been to the theater? What was our favorite production? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experiences going to the theater. When I was a senior in high school, I sewed costumes for our high school play. Well, several plays actually. And at the end of the year, I was eligible to go to New York City with all the theater kids, with starring Rita Moreno. I was extremely excited. So I don't really remember too much about the production itself other than fantastic, just so talented. And then after the play was over, we got to stay behind and did a Q&A with us, which was exciting. And even though the question I ended up asking was embarrassingly stupid, it was a very exciting experience. The next time I saw a Broadway production was with my oldest daughter, Jessica. We had just moved to South Carolina, and it was a difficult move for her. And for a birthday present, we purchased 2 tickets to go see Cats on Broadway. And she was in love with Cats. She was constantly printing off song lyrics and pictures, and she had big thick notebooks and all this stuff. So my husband was kind enough to take the other kids to the zoo, and Jessica and I went to Cats. And when we walked in the theater, I had purchased the tickets online, so I really didn't know where our seats were, and I was just assuming we'd be in the nosebleed seats. And they kept going farther and farther forward towards the stage, and I'm going, whoa. And we ended up being like 3 or 4 rows from the stage on the far left side, right on the aisle. So I let Jessica sit on the aisle seat, and I was next to her. And that just happened to be the side that Mr. Mistopheles, Jessica's absolute favorite character, played by, in this production, her favorite character, her favorite guy who played him. I can't remember his name. That's the side that he came down and did his solo. She sang the entire play, the entire show. And when he came out and did his solo, he came down the ramp right where we were, and he saw her singing, and he just stared at her intently and sang his solo, staring right at her. And she was singing along and crying, and I was crying, and it was just a great moment, just an unbelievably never to happen again great moment. And then after the production was over, we went outside and we went around back to the exit where all of the cast exited, and we waited for him to come out, and he signed her journal, which I'm sure is a keepsake to this day. For me, it was just the memory of making a dream come true. That's what it's all about for me. I've seen other productions on television. I think the last one I saw was called Chess, starring Josh Groban, which is why I saw it. And it was great. It was very sad, but it was really good. And then I saw South Pacific, which I loved. Oh my gosh, the music is so good in that. But quite a few high school productions I've seen, because my daughter April was sewing or in plays, and then my daughter Joanna was sewing or in plays. And now Catherine, my youngest, is also, she does stage crew, and she's been in a couple of productions. I think out of all the plays I've seen, for the experience, it would have to be that Cat show, just for the experience of being there with my daughter and seeing her excitement. But I think as far as enjoying plays that it would have to be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, just because of the quality of the high school production and the fact that my daughter April was in it playing Potiphar's wife, and my oldest daughter Jessica sewed the coat of many colors and did such a great job. I mean, it was just beautiful. The whole production was fantastic. So there you go. I tend to like musicals better than actual plays, because plays tend to be on the sad and depressing side, to be honest, at least the ones I've seen. Musicals tend to be more happy and cheerful. Some are sad, but for the most part. There you go. That's my theater experience. See ya.